behind me on the arcade is the new Game Boy Color game, Grimace's Birthday.
Oh, I've heard about this, yes.
So this has been making the round. So Grimace of McDonald's fame. But you know what? I have a quick Grimace story. When I was a kid, I don't know if it was a Happy Meal or what, but there was a Grimace storybook, and it was about Grimace's first day at school, because Grimace is presumably like 3 years old.
Yeah, he definitely acts like a dumbass.
Yeah, 3. He was afraid to go to his first day of kindergarten or something like that, and I read it over and over again, and it put the idea in my head to be nervous about going to school. And he had a line. He goes, "But what if I don't know anyone?" And I was walking around the house going, "But what if I don't know anyone?" They're like, "Well, you won't know anyone. This is your first day at school. There's no point of reference." Anyway, so I guess it's Grimace's birthday, like maybe the anniversary. Was it? I don't know exactly what the hell we're celebrating.
Wasn't he like a villain in the McDonald's universe when he started?
Is that right?
Yeah, because that's why his name is Grimace. The Grimace is like something evil and bad, like a bad face, right? Grimacing, you know? He had like more arms. I want to say he had more arms, and he was like because it's like the Hamburglar and Grimace. There were villains in this McDonald's world.
Grimace is a character featured in McDonald Land commercials. Of course, McDonald Land long gone. When was the last time there was a McDonald Land commercial?
I think they're straying away from all the clown stuff because of pop culture has turned clowns into a demon.
Somebody put it in our heads that clowns are innately scary, which I think it's more like it was at one time ironic, subversive, funny to suggest that these joyful things were scary. Then you had the rise of Pennywise, different takes on the Joker, and now it's just straight up official. They're horror icons before they're circus clowns. But I don't know, man. Like Saturday morning cartoons with McDonald Land commercials, that hits the spot for me.
Right. Well, I remember the play place. They used to have a very elaborate play place with like metal structures that you could get. There was like a Hamburglar cop, right? Like there was a cop who was a hamburger. I mean, he was a hamburger cop, and there was like a jail that was a hamburger. I think there were very like elaborate play places, and they were amazing.
We had it was a real life train. It was a McDonald's train, and then it led out to a play place in Fall River. And they a few years, we talked about it on like After Hours or something. A few years ago, they carted it away. There was like these aerial drone shots of them carting away the giant McDonald's train, but you could sit in the train and eat your McDonald's. It added a nice element of, or like, remember the Ronald, like Christmas commercial where like, he's like making a snowman and some kid wants to run away from home, and Ronald kind of like gently talks her into like, don't run away from home.
This sucks. You can't take care of yourself.
Not to mention like Ronald's just out there by himself, like making a snowman.
Grimace was introduced as a villainous character called Evil Grimace, who stole people's milkshakes.
But he quickly morphed into someone known for sharing the joy of shakes with his friends. So
turned to a big dummy.
After getting a really nice big smack in the head.
After getting a gentle lobotomy, the Evil Grimace turned into...
Evil Grimace now identifies as a 3-year-old.
He's now a simpleton known as just Grimace.
Simple Grimace. Evil Grimace became Simple Grimace. So earlier this week, Chicago-based McDonald's launched the special edition Grimace Birthday Meal and Shake that comes with a medium French fry, choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNugget, a Grimace-approved purple milkshake made up of McDonald's signature vanilla soft serve and berry flavors. So you can order the Grimace meal, but then they had to do something for the nerds, I guess. So to celebrate Grimace's anniversary, birthday, again, I don't know if we're celebrating when he got hit in the head and he became a child, or when the clock starts for Grimace. But but anyway, they made
his born again life
when he was baptized.
Yeah, he's baptized.
Grimace's baptism.
He got his Christian name.
Grimace's baptism.gbc. When you rise out of this water, all of your evil grimaceness will be gone.
You'll now share milkshakes instead of stealing them.
Are you baptized in milkshake, in McDonald Land?
Maybe. Well, the ice cream machine is always broken, so maybe not.
Ronald's got his priest collar. He dumps. Do you reject the Hamburglar and all his empty promises? That's the actual timeline. So
anyway, that's the anniversary.
Yeah. So that's actually what we're talking about from this point forward. Okay. So somebody over at McDonald's must have said, you know what we should do? We should make a little video game, like a little online video game about this, because people like video games. But they went a step quite a bit further. They made a Game Boy Color game, an original, fully licensed Game Boy Color game called Grimace's Birthday. And I just played it. I have it on my arcade, which, like, you know, there's probably a lot of people out there who have thrown it up on their arcade one-ups, but I still feel like I'm in rarefied air. Like, I've gone through all the trouble to have modded one of these things, and now I got Grimace's Birthday on there. The game itself plays very simply. I mean, it's a really quick game. There's like 2 levels where you grind around on that sounds bad already, on a skateboard. He's got like a helmet, so there's kind of like a 90s vibe to it. And then there's kind of like a Flappy Birds level, and then there's like a level where it's like a first person shooter at like birthday candles. And I think it is very inspired to have chosen to go with the Game Boy Color on this one.
It would be easy to go to like NES or something, but the Game Boy Color, yeah, there's a specific aesthetic with Game Boy Color, like licensed trash like filled that thing, so it was almost like
it's perfect.
It's perfect.
So I guess you can play it online, but I don't know who made the ROM available, but I was able to get my hands on one. And yeah, it's a cool little it's a cool little novelty. It does make me realize, like, when did is it all because of the clown? When did they stop with Hamburglar, with Birdie, with the Fry guys, or what, you know, like there's a lot of and for that matter, what does a McDonald's commercial even look like today? I have no idea.
I don't know. I haven't watched TV with commercials in so long. And since that I'm like part of your family and I watch YouTube without ads, since you're my dad, yeah, I haven't seen any ads, so I don't know what ads are like now.
Do you remember a few years ago that KFC released a console? That might have been overachieving a little bit.
Yeah.
Like maybe make a KFC Game Boy Color game, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Well, there was a viral tweet where it was like a weird upshot of Grimace, like he's on his phone or something. It's like, I've got a secret and I'll text you at like 6 o'clock. And people, of course, went wild with that. Like he's going to text you a picture of his like furry purple dick.
Which is also shaped like a gumdrop.
It was like, well, yeah, all replies were like, oh man, like Grimace texted me this, and it's like a furry phallus.
Oh god. I have to go to confession with Ronald. Good.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.
Purple. Very, very powerful.